Hey everybody, it's Ad the Red. Welcome back to Tokyo Dark. Right, then last we left off, we finished the 3 side quests we've been given by the different, by the selection of people hanging around Akihabara. And after completing those quests, we now have access to the mysterious collector, who seems to deal in precious things that are close to you. So I'm wondering what kind of price Ito here is going to have to pay for whatever the collector may in fact. Well, the information, I suppose, on who Reina is. This should be interesting. Oh. This doesn't seem right. Doesn't match the descriptions I got at all. Okay. What was that? Who's there? Reina? Is that you? Huh? Who's there? Look around you. Interesting, isn't it? It said the cranes can grant a wish. What is it you wish for? Never been one to believe in wishes. Are you him? The collector? Ooh, hello. Collector, Crow, one of many names given me over the years. Ah, but we've no time to waste on such boring, trivial things as introductions. Don't you want to know who I am? He already knows. Oh, I know who you are, Detective Ito. Or should I say, investigator. So hard to keep it straight. I suppose it's irrelevant what you call yourself now, as you've arrived exactly where you need to be. Something's different. Yes. What is it, I wonder? Ah, that's it. You're like me, after a fashion. You see things differently from those around you. The world is not so sudden and unchanging as it is for them. Things bend, they break. Am I wrong? No, nothing's been the same since Kamakura. Yes, of course. The girl you murdered, Reina. Was that your fault? Ooh. She gave me a choice. Something made me. Of course, it wasn't. I never meant to. This is a complete cop-out. Like, something made me. Fuck that. No. But this is also a bit of a she gave me a choice. There's always a choice. You just may not like the outcome. I have a feeling that she she regrets what happened. I don't think Ito wanted to shoot her. I mean, then you are a puppet, dancing at the end of your strings to a tune you cannot hear. No, that's not what I said. I'm no one's puppet. Are you so sure, Detective? Do you really feel like everything you've done is under your control? When faced with the impossible, you're so certain that every choice you make is your own? I don't know. Sometimes I feel like they're made for me. Well, I mean, I wonder if that's a break in the fourth wall thing. Like, even if only slightly, because that works pretty well if it is. Which is easier, I wonder? The knowledge that the cause of all your suffering and your joy is your own doing or someone else's? That's a real honest. Okay, I personally think it would be more. I think it would bring more. I don't know. I don't really want to say solace so much, but maybe somewhat more comforting in a way to think that my suffering, my lot in life is my own doing, more or less. There are some instances, yeah, where other people or things you can't control do happen, but this is specifically talking about someone else having a control over all the things that go bad for you. It's kind of the the evil god scenario or something. The universe being out to get you. That's the worrisome part. The thought that there's something out there greater than you that is screwing with your life, that has that kind of power and just frivolously meddles in the affairs of things that have lives, things that feel and think, that being people, humans, us, any living thing, really. That is a terrifying prospect, and it is somewhat Lovecraftian as well. I'm probably reading way too deep into what this is supposed to be suggesting, but that's where my mind goes. That Lovecraftian element of, what typically drives people insane in Lovecraft, usually, I think I've mentioned this before, and is not so much the things themselves, but the knowledge, the realization that you have no power, no control, that there are things out there in the universe infinitely stronger than you. Things that can't be killed. And they don't... Some hate us, some don't care, and in some cases they can destroy you just by existing. But enough about that tangent, sorry. Moving on. I don't have time for this. Of course. Our conversation is tilted towards the philosophical. I didn't so much tilt. I just up into the goddamn wheelbarrow. But you are not here for philosophy. You want something more tangible. I want information. Facts. No, it is my business to know what people desire, and that is not what you seek. What is it you want, truly? Tanaka. I want to know what really happened to him. No, it's not only that. I want to know what's happening to me, too. Nothing makes sense anymore. I'm tired of chasing after clues that lead to dead ends. Perhaps I can be of some help to you. But first, please indulge me. I have a few questions. I'm curious, so curious. You're such a unique visitor, after all. Yes, nothing like the others. Fine, what do you want to know? I find it interesting that someone like you would drink on the job. Oh my god! Fuck. God damn it, game. Okay, I love it, but I hate it. Alright. Huh? You mean in the hostess bar 2 weeks ago? Yeah, what of it? It seems so obvious a mistake. Why did you make it? Interesting. Clearing the player here. Okay. It felt good, I don't know, for information. Yeah, I was trying to get information out of her, and that seemed like a way to ease her mind. Or to you know, not not be so belligerent in the mining of what I wanted to know. Used for the case. I didn't think I'd get the information otherwise. Not that it changed anything. The night of your partner's disappearance, you got on your knees and begged for the help with tears in your eyes. Yeah, okay. Not very typical behavior of her detective, is it? It worked. I'm still going under the impression in my head here, my headcanon, why she did that, and why I made that decision, ergo why I say Ida made the decision in this case, was to try. It was more of a lower your, put down your pride and just appeal to the ego of the person you're trying to get information out of. It doesn't matter how it looked. It got results, didn't it? What is this, some sort of psych test? Yes, actually it is. I came here for answers, not for the games. It's no game, detective. The game has become reality. I can give you what you seek. This is my price. Here we go. That's it? If you wanted information to use against me, seems you've already got enough. Blackmail? How pedestrian. Simplistic. No, I have no interest in that. Then what do you want? Everything I collect brings me closer to an understanding, much like you. Only the puzzle I assemble is considerably larger, and the piece you provide is well worth the trouble. Shall we continue? Do I have a choice? You've already made it. You show such little patience, detective. Surprising considering the effort you took to get here. The girl, Reina, she's the one you've been chasing, yes? Let's talk about her. Why didn't you shoot her again in the sewer? She was holding your dear Tanaka at knife point. Why didn't you pull the trigger? Because I'd already shot her once, apparently. That wouldn't have helped. She clearly doesn't fucking care about bullets. Plus, I may not have wanted to repeat the mistakes of the past. That may have been haunting her. To keep her talking didn't want to hurt anyone. I should have. She didn't deserve it. Yeah, clearly, Reina did seem like she was scared. She was psychotic, yeah, but she seemed desperate. So, I'm going to say she didn't deserve it. Because I don't even think... the first time that, shot her, it was, like, the mask fucking with her. At least that's how I think it was. That's what it seemed to me, so she didn't deserve it. Reina was clearly sick, out of her mind. What was shooting going to prove? Interesting. Most interesting. Though she's gone, the sleepless nights continue, don't they? You've taken your pills 3 times, following the doctor's orders like a good little puppet. Does it not make you question the futility of it all? Most interesting. Perhaps you told me enough. Yes, this is most useful. I accept this trade. In return, you want, what was it? Yes, that's right. A path. A way forward. I suppose it's your turn to ask the questions now. Oh, boy. I'm worried that I may only have a limited number of attempts and that he may, like, cut me off after one or two. What you are is like an idle curiosity and not important to the actual mission that Ito is on. These two are important, so if I can ask at least two questions, I have to prioritize these. And I feel like this is obviously the one she wants to know first. Where's Tanaka? Where's Tanaka? Is he alive? In the dark. Whether he lives... that is more difficult. There it is again. The dark. Capitalized first letter. What is the dark? The dark. That's not the first time I've heard that. What is it? Where can I find it? A better question is, where can it not be found? Can you not feel it around you? Following you at every turn? It pays great mind to those within its walls. You know of whom I speak. The common thread that binds all the misery in your heart. Reina. And if that's where she is, Tanaka must be there too. The girl's thread is a complicated one. Yes, very tangled. It begins in Kabukicho, at a talent agency called Omega. Kabukicho. I know it well enough. As I imagine any officer of the law would, the dark is a sacred place. It lives and breathes, changes shape, and goes where it pleases. And it is the girl whose suffering determines its shape. Without understanding its root, you will never find your way, or it could tear you apart. Like it almost has already. Okay. The mask. I don't know why, but I get the hunch that you'll know what this is. What is it? Reina was obsessed with it. It must be important, but I can't figure it out. Ah, I see. A most interesting relic. It makes people do the most fascinating things. Why did Reina want it so badly? It is a tool. Instead of living in fear of it, why not use it? It may be the key that will help you find your precious Tanaka. Though as powerful as it is, one cannot expect to use it knowing nothing about it. You said it yourself. It all started in Kamakura. The Kawanas have quite a history with that mask. The Kawanas? The Shrine Maiden girl? Her grandmother was the one who gave it to me. The very same. It gives me the creeps. Maybe you should have gotten rid of it. Don't do that. You'll never find your way without it. Okay. Oh, so... What the fuck? Oop. The Collector. Pursuing one without the other is futile. Now you are the enemy of the dark. It will reject you without understanding it. Without necessary tool. Huh. Okay, weird. What are you? A dressmaker, a cat breeder, a blackmailer. Seems that no one in this town can agree on anything about you. Except your name. There's no way anyone could know what you do. It's impossible. So what are you? Take a look around you. Is it not familiar? Can you not smell it? The stench of corruption? I've been here for so long, longer than you can imagine. Feeling the desires, the loves, the hatred of mankind flow through this place. For you, detective, I'm exactly who you need me to be. Okay, so the individual changes, or the personification changes depending on the viewer. Okay, that explains the difference in, like, viewpoints, why there was one person who said male, two said female. Alright. Now, shall we return our attention to the matter at hand? Our trade, after all, was not for the knowledge of how I fit into your story, which is why I waited till last, yeah. It was for a way to clear the, how did you put it? Ah, yes, to clear the dead ends you run up against. Let us reconsider your problem. The mask and the dark are inexorably linked. Pursuing one without the other is futile. Now you are an enemy of the dark. It will reject you without understanding it, and you'll be lost without the necessary tool. That was what was written down there. How will I know when the path's been opened? Ask your puppet master. My end of the bargain has been upheld. You seem awfully eager to help me. What's the catch? Something tells me I'm going to regret talking to you. Paranoia, an unnecessary feeling. As I said, people fascinate me, especially ones as unique as yourself. You are a detective. I've only given you the tools you need to finish the job. From there, now that is the interesting part. I look forward to seeing your progress. Consider your debt to me partially repaid. The rest I shall collect at another time. A future fucking psych. Yeah. Tell me, my little puppet, if you can see your strings, does your dance not continue? Until we meet again. You were sufficiently creepy, thank you. Let me click around in here. Okay. Well then, that was lovely. So, I guess that means we're going somewhere else. The air in the collector's basement was stagnant and heavy. If I had stayed any longer, I felt like it might have suffocated me. For the time I was there, Akihabara faded away into a distant memory. I returned to the surface, put my hand up to shield my eyes from the sunlight, and listened to the people on the street. Their conversation seemed so pointless, part of a world I no longer belonged to. The busy sound of the street swept the cobwebs from my mind, forcing me to remember everything I told the collector and everything he impossibly knew. I told him so much, but did I have a choice? Maybe he was right and I was a puppet after all. At that moment, it didn't matter. The dark and the mask both belonged to a world I was now a part of. Normal methods of investigation wouldn't lead me to them. Countless paths were narrowed to two, and I had no choice but to march forward towards the leads I'd been given. As I left Akihabara behind, one thing bothered me. How did the collector know so much about me? Was I really so easy to read? I didn't have time to dwell on it. Kazuki and Reina were in the dark, that much had been all but confirmed. And I now had means, however impossible, to find them. Two paths, the mask and the dark. Both were necessary, and I had to make a choice of which to follow first. Chase after a talent agency in Tokyo's red light district, or going to Kamakura to visit Mai, the girl nearly got killed. Neither seemed very appealing. My logical side didn't understand how either would help, but as everything around me cracked and crumbled away, logic didn't matter anymore. I had to choose. Or maybe something would choose for me? Ooh, yeah, I can, and I honestly think I'm going to go for Kamakura. Learn about the mask first. Mostly because this is honestly the one that interests me more. This is more connected to Reina, and I figure, well, if we know more about the mask first, which is what Reina wanted, if we can learn more about why she wanted it, what it does, etc., then maybe we'll be better prepared if we go here and possibly run into her, or even just something about her past, you know. I feel like this is the best first bit of ammunition to get, so we'll go to Kamakura first. I came here to find out about the mask, but there's something I've got to do first. 6 months ago, I sent one girl to the morgue and very nearly killed another. Since then, I'd thought of coming here to apologize to Mai Kiwana countless times, but I couldn't will myself to see her and be faced with my failure. I think of the fear and hurt in her eyes, and I feel nothing but shame. For my own peace of mind, I need to tell her the truth about that day, and about how I lost control. Hopefully she can find it in herself to forgive me enough to help in my investigation of the mask. Wait, it's fall. Why are the cherry blossoms blooming? It's like nothing's changed since that day. And on that creepy as fuck note, thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this episode, and I will see you in the next one.